Addy Ford here for a quick little Vblog. Anybody else just get the biggest fucking kick out of bullies, trolls, especially ones in real life. You know, say it's someone you work with or people you work with. They shit on you, they lie to you, they steal from you, they fuck you over, they, give you the gamut of the bullshit treatment. Then when you start to fight back, suddenly, oh, we're the victims. Oh, this guy's an asshole. Oh, we're the victims. I get the biggest kick out of people like that. It's like, I can only imagine how pathetic your fucking lives are. I mean, how sad. Anyway, practicing on my Fender Squire here. I kind of like that. I'll have to figure something out with that. The reason for the Vblog is twofold. One, I promised I would do a video on that DDC course they required me to go to. Now, I haven't had any accidents. I haven't had any wrecks. But I was told that everybody's required to go to this DDC class. Now, they didn't tell me for like 3 weeks, so I had no idea I was supposed to go to one. Okay. And then suddenly it's thrown on me like I fucking did something wrong. So I go, and it was in New Kingstown. The shit yard across the street hasn't changed much, even after they built a new one across the street. It's not so much that, there's not as many cockroaches in the lights at the new one. It's the same people that had the bad vibe over there fucking across the street, just moved across the road to another bad and brought their bad vibe with them. Anyway, so I go to that. Now, I don't know any of these fucking people at this DDC class. I don't know the teacher. I don't know anybody, right? And they start getting into it. I'm like, basically I'm like this, right? I'm just trying to fucking stay awake because this is the most mind-numbing bullshit I've ever fucking heard. But there were two things that I wanted to talk about, okay? And this is what they're teaching their new people. They're new people. They're guys that fucking wreck. This is the bullshit they're fucking teaching them. Now, I've been with this company coming up on 23 fucking years, right? Accident-free, 23 fucking years. And so, I have a little bit of experience. I guess you could say I have a doctorate in truck driving, okay? I'm pretty good at it. And I'm sitting there in the class, and they start saying, well, texting while driving is illegal. No shit. No fucking shit. You can't turn on the fucking people nets because people are gonna, send messages while they're driving down the road, which is considered texting, because what you're doing is when you send a message, you're texting dispatch. Okay, so they can't do that. But they started out with, you can't text, you can't do this, can't do that, you can't text. I'm like, If you're sitting in this fucking class and you already don't know you can't text while driving, you're a fucking moron. But here's where it kind of sent me into a fucking tizzy. For 23 fucking years, you people have been screaming at us, you're not allowed to use your phones while you're driving. You're not allowed to hold your phones while you're driving. If we find out that you were holding your phone or you were using your phone while driving, you will be fired on the spot. Now these motherfuckers are saying, oh, you can use your phone all you want as long as you're wearing a tech support headset. And that right there almost threw me into a fucking, I'm going to punch somebody next to me. You're contradicting yourself. You want your drivers to be safe. I don't know anybody that can be safe while driving and talking, even through a Bluetooth headset. I don't know anybody. I use speakerphone because I have a penis. I'm not going to wear a fucking tech support headset so, I can do a 5-minute fucking phone call every day. Okay? Speakerphone works just fine. But they're saying that if you have a Bluetooth headset, or as I call it, a tech support headset, you can talk on the phone while driving all you want. Now, keep in mind, management used to call you while you were driving down the road to see if you would answer the phone. And if you did, they'd give you a safety check. Okay? And so I'm like thinking, no, I'm not going to change a fucking thing. I am not going to change, I make like 1 or 2 calls a day and they're on speakerphone, and I'm going to continue doing that. Of course, I will never answer the phone to anyone in management while I'm driving down the road. Are you high? I have a text machine called a PeopleNet that you can fucking talk to me that way. You don't need to call me, okay? I'm not at home. I'm not away from the truck. I'm sitting there driving down the road just like you know. So, don't be giving me that shit. Now, when I heard this, it literally threw me almost into a fucking rage. All these years, don't do this, don't talk, don't do this, don't do that, don't hold your phone, don't do this, don't do that. You'll be fired immediately. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. Okay? So now that you're saying, oh, as long as you have a Bluetooth headset, you can talk and drive all you want. But we're sitting in a fucking meeting discussing safety. Are you fucking high? Only logical explanation I can come up with is someone's on drugs. That's all I can say. And it ain't me. Hasn't been me for like 35 fucking years. So I'm sitting there listening to this. I spoke up. I said, hey, you're contradicting yourself. All these years. I think I was so mad I forgot to, I was skipping over words. All these years, you were telling us we would be fired if we were caught talking on a phone or holding a phone. Okay? But now you're telling these guys that can barely fucking drive as it is now that they can talk on the phone all they want while wearing a Bluetooth headset. That's insanity to me. Fucking insanity. I get it. You're cruising down the road, your old lady calls you, she wants to know where the fuck you put the pliers, because, she has to remove little Johnny boy's tooth. I get it. You got your Bluetooth, you're on the phone for 5 minutes, whatever, and away you go. I get it. It's no big fucking deal. A few years back, I just did my thing, was driving down the road. I'm not going to tell you how I know how long he was on the phone or who he was talking to or any of that. I'm not going to tell you how. I know. When I started my day, I heard that motherfucker talking on his phone. He happened to be stopping at the same place I was 12 hours later. And he was still on the same fucking phone call he started with. How the fuck can you safely drive 12 motherfucking hours or 11 fucking hours with your brakes? How the fuck can you safely drive that long while talking on the fucking phone? You can't do it. I don't give a shit how good you are at fucking multitasking. So that was the first thing that just sent me into a tizzy. I mean, you know, you're in a safety meeting. Why the fuck are you telling these guys it's okay to talk on a goddamn phone while they're driving, while wearing a fucking Bluetooth headset? There's no difference between driving and holding it to your phone, to your head. There's no fucking difference. The attention is still gone. So that was the first thing that set me off about this fucking DDC class. They start talking some more, and then they start getting into the Smith system. Smith system is just basically a learning method of just driving courteously and thinking ahead and seeing ahead in front of you, on the side of you, and back of you. It's real fucking simple. You know, you don't have to call it a Smith system. You can call it being an alert driver, okay? But they're going through this, and I'm looking at it, I'm going, yeah. I'm just kind of, you know, I'm sitting there trying to keep my fucking eyes open. And they come to this example. Which lane is the correct lane to be in this situation? The right lane is plugged up. The second lane to the left is plugged up, but the third lane is open. Well, if you're in California or basically any state which has commercial vehicle lane control, you can only be in the first and second lane, okay? But according to this example with picture, they were showing that it is okay to be in the third lane in a commercial vehicle. I only know of a few spots in the entire country where it is okay for a commercial vehicle to be in the third lane. One is Knoxville. One is Sacramento as you're going by the 99-50 split. There's another spot down there in fucking LA. And every once in a while, you can get away with it in Indianapolis on the loop, okay? 90% of the country has commercial vehicle lane control. And it's not only limited to the 1 and 2 lanes, but 90% of it is. So what they just did in this example is they showed their newbies, or their new hires, or their you know, recently wrecked people, that, okay, now they have a mental picture. It's okay to be in the third lane. No, 9 times out of 10 it's not. But according to the Smith system, in that example, it's okay to be in the third lane. Oh, Gary, Indiana is one place you can get away with it. You can be 4 lanes over and still be okay. Don't get in that 5th lane. But here's what they just did is the driver now has that mental picture, okay, you know, whether he's in California, Florida, you know, fucking Georgia, Atlanta, whether he's, you know, wherever, what he just mentally had a picture of, it's okay to be in that third lane. No, that's usually a pretty big fucking ticket, okay? You do that in California, CHP loves third lane drivers. They do. That's a big fucking ticket, okay? So that was the second thing that really upset me, is that they're teaching their drivers that if the slow lane is congested and you might have to slow down to get your out or your stop time, that you should move into the second lane. But if the second lane is in the same situation, according to the Smith system, I can now go to the third lane. No, you can't. You know, the exceptions are there, but keep it in lane 1, lane 2. That's how you keep your ass out of fucking trouble. That's just what I'm going to tell you. That's what I would say. I'd say, no, don't. The third lane might be the best lane to be in because there's no traffic in it. But the chances of there being lane control or a possible ticket is great. And since you guys are new or, not that experienced, keep it in lane 1. Keep it lane 2. It's simple. As you get more experience, you'll figure out what cities, what states you can get away with the third lane. But like I said, they're few and far between. So why put that into a newbie's head that, okay, I can go in the third lane if that's the best lane to be in. But, it's real simple. Just be courteous. Look ahead. Look on your sides. I have this thing that I do. Not only, my example here is, not only am I looking forward, but if I'm on like a 2-lane, I'm watching the mentally handicapped people drive by the other way. And every once in a while, I'll play a game with myself. Okay, what's one thing I can catch real quick before they go by that I noticed about them? And I did this with my daughter once while she was with me. And she couldn't catch one thing going by. The big one is, they got a beard. The dude had his finger in his nose. That chick was just showing me a boobie. We did that for miles and miles. I also have this other thing that helps keep my brain fucking somewhat focused in this mind melting job is remembering what color car or vehicle's behind me. I can't always do that because there's I got a shitload of stuff going on, but I like to play that game quite a bit. Because if I know what's on the right side of me, behind me, I know that, 9 times out of 10, if I go to change lanes, if that white car that was there that I checked a few minutes ago or a few seconds ago, I'll be looking for that white car, which guarantees I'm going to be looking to my right or my left to verify that color vehicle behind me that I noticed earlier had either gone by or wasn't beside me. Just little games I play on occasion to help with the fucking mind-numbing monotony that is driving a truck, okay? But then the third thing that they brought up was how to do your pre-trip. Now, I agree 100% with them saying that, you do your pre-trip the exact same way every time, okay? Yeah, to a point. I like, if I'm really tired, I'm going to do two walks around the truck. If I'm super tired, I'll do 3 walks around the truck. But they said, well, you need to start on the right side of the motor. No, you don't. Most of the time I start on the right side of the motor because that's the only way I can get the hood up. The handle in the front, they took away the little step, so I have nowhere to pull. So I can't pull the hood open. I have to lift the hood open from either the right side or the left side. And that varies because sometimes the right side won't let me open it, so I have to walk over to the left side and open the hood that way. Okay? Because I can't pull it open, I have to lift it up right or left side. But what they needed to say, they gave you a basic idea of how to get your pre-trip going, okay? But over a little bit of time, they gave you the basics to start. Over time, you're gonna meld in all your experience into, okay, this is how I do my pre-trip. Okay, I'll give you an example. I'll either open the right side or the left side, whichever I can open first, okay? If I hit the left side first, I'll check the oil, I'll look around for any oil leaks, the usual pre-trip bullshit. I always check the brake pads. That's something I had to add to my initial pre-plans because all the other companies I work for, brake pads weren't an issue. This company, brake pads are an issue, even if they are on your tractor, okay? And always push test, okay? Push test your front brakes. If they're jiggling, you might have an issue. If they're solid and they don't push, you're probably okay. But if you push on them and they move easily, you have an issue. But, you know, I'll do my usual, check the oil, check the left side, check the fluid, the usual bullshit. Then I'll walk around over to the right side, okay? I'll check the brake pads, I'll check the linkages, I'll check the shocks, I'll check the belts, the usual bullshit, okay? And that switches whichever way I can fucking manage to open the hood, okay? So it could be I could start on the right or I could start on the left, okay? But after that, you know, you close your hood and you always make sure you latch it before you move to the next side, no matter what you're doing, okay? Then you walk down the truck, you do your ritual shit. But here's something that also drives me nuts. Using a mallet or a hammer to thump your tires is antiquated now. What we want you to do is we want you to check with a air chuck. We want you to check the tire air pressure every day. Do you understand the concept of what a fucking tire thumper is? Okay. Do you think I'm going to walk around, because I'll, depending on what I'm hauling, where I'm at, what the temperature is, all that, I'll do multiple tire checks a day. And I don't even have to be hauling hazmat. The concept behind thumping your tires is simple, okay? You're going to find out pretty much if you have a flat fucking tire. It's not going to sound right. The concept is, it's not there to check your tire pressure. It's not there it's not there to check your tire pressure. It's there to give you an idea. Oh, hey, maybe this tire might be a little low. Because the sound of the tires will be different if the tire pressure is different from normal, okay? That is what thumping your tires is for and what it's about. And if you think I'm going to go 3 or 4 times around the truck checking the tire pressure every fucking day, no, I'm going to tell you to buy better fucking tires is what I'm going to do. Or I'm going to say, fuck you, and go to a company that buys better fucking tires. I mean, I got 8 drive tires right now that the seam between the recap and the old, the tire is already fucking dry rotted. There's like a 1/4 inch gap all the way around the cap where pure dry rot. These are brand new fucking drive tires. I think I might have 30,000 miles on them. But every fucking one of those new drive tires has a 1/4 inch ring all the way around of dry rot. Okay? But you do need to check your tire pressure. At minimum, unless I see something out of normal, I'll do it once a week. Because I have brand new tires that are already dry rotted. I have steer tires that barely have 50,000 miles on them, and they're already starting to groove. So, that you'll figure out on your own. But the pre-trip, you need to do it the exact same way every time. But you will alter it accordingly. Like I said, when I started here, checking the brake pads on the trailer and the tractor on a daily basis was not something that was in my repertoire. I would do that like once a week. Here, you have to do it every fucking day. And if you pick up a new trailer, you definitely have to check for brake pads. You need to make sure that they are the proper thickness and that they're actually there. Yes, that is how come I have added to my pre-trip since I have been here. I literally picked up a trailer that had no brake pads. All it had was the metal shoe. That's all it had. Now the one I picked up had no shoe, no brake pad. So as you're gaining experience, you're going to start adding to your pre-trip. You're going to figure out what's the most important and what's not that important. Okay, you're going to have to decide what that is. But as you've been here a little while and you get some miles under your belt, you're going to figure out that situation. But yeah, you need to do your pre-trip the same way every time. Like I said, when I'm tired, I'll do 2 walk-arounds. If I'm super tired, I'll do 3 walk-arounds. And I always, if I, like, say I get to the trailer tire on the left rear, and it's flat. And it draws me away from doing my pre-trip. Okay? I'll either, one, say, okay, there's a bad tire, and I'll continue on with my pre-trip. Or I'll come back in here, deal with getting that tire fixed, but then I have to start my pre-trip over. I'm not going to go over the fucking motor and all that shit again, but my basic walk around, I will start over and do that again. Because I was distracted and I only did half of it. So that's why I always say, if you get distracted, your attention gets drawn away, start over. You'll figure it out on your own. But yeah, that was cool that they started mentioning that, because you don't know how many times I've seen a driver get out of the sleeper, hop up front, and take the fuck off. I mean, even if I'm not even actually starting my day, or say like I'm at a shipper, I stayed there that night, I backed into the dock, and I'm waiting to unload or load, I'll get up when they wake my ass up to get loaded. I'll go out there, thump the tires minimum before I even move. Experience will tell you where you need to go with that. All right. That was the big thing about that DDC class. And I mentioned, well, the only thing I caught from it was the proper spacing of your triangles when you're broke down on the side of the road. And then I realized what I did and what are actually required was the same fucking thing. So I was like, I didn't even fucking learn that. I had to look that up, man. I blew a tire on the side of the road. The cap didn't come off. And if I kept going, it was going to thump the shit out of the bottom of the trailer. So you pull off on the side of the road. Even if it's a highway, you got to throw out your triangles. And they have to be a certain distance apart. It's a guesstimate distance. You can't put all 3 within 5 feet of each other. You have to, literally give it a shot, 25, 75, 100. Unless you got traffic coming 2 lane, then you got to go out there, do it up there. Yeah. So, that's that. I think the class is silly. I think it's, especially if you have multiple wrecks and they make you go to it more than once. That's extremely silly. Unless you're new and you're going through orientation, I don't see any reason for anybody to go through that again. Especially if you've been out here a while. It's like, you should already know this shit. And if you don't, then maybe you're in the wrong fucking business, man. That's just my opinion. Now, moving on to crypto, everybody keeps asking me, should I start buying? Should I start buying? Should I start buying? Nothing has fucking changed since the big dive last week. The only thing that has changed is Trump came out and put up a 90-day hold on the tariffs, okay? When he did that caused the market to shoot way the fuck up. The stock market, okay? That day. The next day, it came right back down. Nothing has really changed. The economy hasn't changed. The fear of recession hasn't changed. The fear of the tariffs with China hasn't changed. So, for me, I'm still back to where I was doing before. When the token hits a price that I like, I'll buy it and I'll hodl it. Okay. Right before the rise, I spent $20 in the Robinhood account. Okay. I bought like $10 worth of Litecoin. I bought like $250 worth of ADA. I bought $5 of AVAX, and I bought $5 of Solana. Okay. Everything else still stayed the same. Right now, I'm still $10 down. I should be closer to $65, but according to the Robinhood account, I got $55 in there. So, I told you in a previous video what my guesstimated buy points were for certain tokens, and I stuck with it. Last week, I wasn't expecting to hit almost every one of my fucking buy points. But due to the fact that shit still hasn't done anything, nothing has changed. I took advantage of my buy points, but I did it in small amounts. I still have plenty of cash left over, so if there is an additional dump or dive, I will buy the dip. And last week was definitely a dip, okay? But figure out your buy prices, what you think what price you want, that's when you buy, okay? I bought Litecoin at 68, okay? I bought Doji the Doggy at, 13? Hold on. I gotta move this shit down. Sorry, my arm's still a little full. Yeah, it's right around 13, okay? So, it's up to you. What are your investing needs? Are you looking to catch a loss? Are you looking to catch gains? Or are you just looking to buy at the right price and hodl? That's all up to you. I can't tell you what the market's going to do this weekend. I can't tell you what the market's going to do next weekend. I can't tell you what's going to happen on Monday. I can give you an idea. I think that come Monday, if the market doesn't continue to go down over the weekend, it will more than likely continue to go down on Monday. But who knows? Maybe the feds will come out with some information that will go, oh, we're all going to buy now. Maybe Trump will come back with a true social post saying, okay, we got the shit figured out with China. You're going to watch an automatic up, okay? But you got to be careful until you get some of that good news, okay? But like I said, after last week's dive, it went up that day when Trump said, oh, we're putting a hold on the 90-day hold on there. Automatically went back up. Next day, it went straight back down. So, be careful. And, you know, I told you what I'm doing. So, I'll tell you right now what I have in the Alto Crypto IRA account. I have 1 Solana, 1 Litecoin, 20 XRP, 5 ICP, 5 Aptos, 5 Cosmos, 1 Avalanche, 5 Polkadot, 1 Ether Classic, 1 Ethereum name service, 3 Barachain, 15 Optimisms, 22 My Neighbor Alice's, 3.5 Axie Infinities, 1 Official Trump, 17 ApeCoin, and 16 Avagachi, okay? As for the Crypto.com IRA or account, what's not being staked is I got 3 Ethereum name service. I'll buy more of those definitely if the price is right. I have 3 Chia. I'll buy 2 more of those if the price is right. I got 1,300 loaded lions. Those I will not buy anymore. I have a lot in staked. I have 10 million capybara. I will not buy any more capybara. I do have a lot staked also, and I have 10 grass. Now the small account I have or small amount of Chronos I have 6 of those, and Chronos I only acquire when I get it for free via the app. You can do that yourself. Just go into the app, and it's called missions. There you go. Just do your missions every day, and you're golden. Within like 25 days, you'll get free Chronos. But that's pretty much it. In the Robinhood account, I got 0.13 Litecoin. I got 11 ADA, 0.31 AVAX, 24 PopCat, 0.34 Ethereum Classic, which I will buy more of. I got 0.04 Solana. I got 14 ARB. I'm not. I got 15.5 Doji the Doggy. I got 6 WIF, WIF, 64,000 Shiba, and 6,425 Bonk. That's what's in the, and 1 share of Riot stock. That's it. That's all I got. That's what's in my HODL right now. All right. So that's what I'm doing. You can either follow along, or you can figure out what your investment needs are and just go from there. Now, honestly, until the tariff shit is figured out, I don't see any spikes up. I pretty much just see a flat line, but I'm figuring 2 more months, and we'll see what happens in 2 months. But right now, I'm just taking advantage of the spikes and the drops. All right. So that's that. I'm gonna get back to practicing. Hasta luego, Ford Fender out later.